Hey guys, Robbie. I got a special guest here to say something.
Greetings, this is Wonder Woman. You are watching Pros versus Noobs.
Actually, Wendy, that's supposed to be Pro teaches noobs. I know you like you like to do fighting and everything, but not everything's always.
And today, this is Azula from Avatar The Last Airbender. We're going to teach you how pros do things. They do it better than their brother. They're about to celebrate becoming an only child.
Yeah, I hear you say that a lot, Azula.
Yeah, noobs are just twerps and they all need to go to bed. They sure are. I can't stand a noob. You know who's a noob? Billy from The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. I can't stand that guy. But he is my best friend, so whatever.
Oh, way to go, Mandy. So, yeah. What they said. Welcome to Pro Teaches Noobs. Hey guys, welcome to another Let's Up Pro Teaches Noobs. Today with me once again, Ian.
Hello.
And today like I said, one of these days I'm hoping everyone to go, hello there, because you always sound like you're almost on the verge of saying that, like Obi-Wan from Star Wars.
Hello there.
Hello there. But today we are continuing doing a follow-up to our Shazam coverage with the Geoff John's follow-up, or what would be his second arc. And this whole run is the second arc, and with the 2018 Shazam series. And I gotta say, this is the starting point, the big starting point of Geoff John's really getting delayed.
Mm-hmm.
This is the point where he'd be so delayed they would have to keep on rotating the artist, and he would have to have what's the artist's name? Greg Tanucci on regularly. I know that Tanucci, or however you say his last name, is like the great fill-in artist. You know what I mean? But yeah, we start off with Dale Eaglesham, who, perfect choice. I mean, hey, they worked with each other on Justice Society, the post-Infinite Crisis version.
I think Eaglesham is okay.
Oh, really?
I think it's hard for me to tell why John's is so delayed, but I feel like
this was still when he was still doing the movies, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know. I struggle with this because it feels like every book he did after 2016 was like ridiculously delayed, and I can't tell why.
Well, I mean, it can't all be his artists, obviously.
Well, because it was all different artists. So, yeah.
Or it would become different artists. Now, to be fair, though, Eaglesham hasn't done that much as he used to. He's nowhere near as prolific as he used to be. You know, would you agree with that? Like, the guy used to be all over the map.
Yeah, he used to be one of DC's, hot talents.
Oh, yeah, Villains United.
And JSA.
Oh, and JSA, yeah. In fact, I'm trying to see what's the last thing he's done. Was this? I think this is one of the last things he's done regularly. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, I do not see anything else from him lately. This was the last stuff he had done.
How old is he? I get the feeling he's like in his 50s.
Doesn't say. All I know is he's been working since I was 1.
Oh, my goodness.
62.
Okay, well, that's getting up there, but it's not like Larry Hama older.
And even then, Larry Hama does his writing more than his artwork.
I think Larry Hama does a lot more artwork than we know about because he does things like layouts and stuff.
Oh, wait, Eaglesham has gotten way more political lately. I keep forgetting that.
That's why I don't follow comic people on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't want to get into it, but that might be part of the reason. You know what I mean?
Now I'm curious.
Dude, don't look.
I must find out.
Well, don't bring it up.
No, I'm not going to bring it up.
But But yeah, it says so. This is a direct follow-up. This is clearly something he had planned out after he finished the first story. Can we agree to that?
Wait, sorry. You said this.
This was clearly the first. This is the next story he had in mind after that Origins.
Oh yeah, this is clearly like the sequel.
Yep.
Like,
although
same
he does tweak some of the characterization a little bit.
Oh really?
Well, Billy especially. I feel like Billy, he took a lot of the criticism and reworked it.
He pulled it back from the complete asshole he was in the New 52.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's a good change.
Yep. Century ago, the Rock of Eternity was in view for all to approach, and its doors were open to all in need. Its great halls were overseen by the Council of Eternity, a group of 7 wizards and sorceresses who took a vow to protect all magic, until the 7 sins were freed by the Dark Champion, and all but one of the council were slaughtered. Now, one thing I will have to say is I don't get, and they never explain it, they made it clear the wizard died, and yet we're going to find out otherwise here. Did they ever explain that? You know how the wizard comes back?
It's comic books.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, dude, right?
Yeah, I know. I just I don't remember if I ever.
Because at least in the old days, he used to be, that was his ghost.
Spooky.
In fact, you do know post-crisis Shazam, the wizard Shazam, never died until Day of Judgment. Not Day of Judgment, Day of Vengeance. When the Spectre killed him. Hello? Sorry, you were giving me that weird facial expression, dude. Hello? Is anyone here? No, this will never work. Oh, and this is where we get a repeat. And yeah, this boy, he saw a delinquent boy before him, a foster child bouncing from home to home. A troublemaker, many would say, unless they looked deeper. The wizard peered into the boy's soul and found a child who lost his family, his parents had disappeared when he was very young, and he put up walls to protect his heart. So here's where we get all the explanation to what his jerkishness is. It's like Geoff is justifying the actions. Although the wizard looked past Billy's pain and marveled at the potential. Bullshit! He did not! Feels like Geoff is retconning things right here, correct?
I would agree. This does feel like Geoff was like, this is Rebirth. I can do some things.
I can tweak it.
Yeah, tweaking it. Like it's still clearly like the same basic setup, but like
But he removed the jerkishness.
Yeah.
Because I think even he probably realized he wore himself into a corner with how he wrote the wizard, right? Now, yes, I gotta ask you, which design for the wizard do you prefer? Old Santa Claus or this guy?
I like this guy.
I like this guy for being more crotchety.
I like Jaimin Hansu too.
Right, but I guess I prefer this one for this crotchety one because I never like when they try to make towards the end, right before, when Geoff John was wrapping up his JSA run, he had the wizard become a complete asshole in that moment. You know what I mean? Where he took away all of their abilities and then said, oh, but unfortunately different gods gave it to Freddy, so I'm gonna have to go after him next. And yet they never followed up on it, but it just felt like, really? Just having him come back and be another dick? It just didn't feel right for that version of the wizard, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas here, a fresh start, it works.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, so of course we meet up with, when they're out at the Philadelphia American Revolutionary Museum. I guess, what do you think about all this thing in Philly?
Is that where Johns lives?
No. He lives in Cali now lately. And he
Is
grew
that
up
where
in
he's
Michigan.
from?
No, he's from Michigan.
Huh. Is that where classic Shazam was? Because, like, the guy who made Shazam is from Zumbrota, Minnesota.
Yeah.
And there's a
CC
reference
Beck.
to that in the first movie.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but the first movie is set in Philly, so I don't know. I just kind of assumed there was some connection of some sort.
No. Oh, let me check. Fawcett City. And Fawcett's always in the Midwest.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But what do you think about it, though? I think Philly's a good choice. It's small. It's not too big, not too small. Okay, usually it was either considered Indiana, Minnesota, or Wisconsin beforehand.
I just don't know enough about Philly personally. I've only been there once, and it was super brief.
Well, I've been there for a whole day. But of course, yeah, they're there for a trip, and I was like, America, Washington, blah, blah, blah. This is so boring. I think it's interesting. What's interesting about history, Billy? Not just history. This is the American Revolution. Besides, we're going to be tested on it tomorrow. America won. I get it. We beat the Germans. Freddie. And Freddie Freeman. What did I say about talking while our generous guy was giving us a presentation? To not do it. You talk again, Mr. Spy Panther. You'll spend the rest of the day on the bus. Can this please count? Nobody move! And give us those antique rifles and whatever you have in your wallets and purses, and no one gets hurt. Oh boy, it goes Shazam! Who the hell is that? Like, you're gonna have to guess. I've been having a bit of trouble saying my name lately. let go, guys. Bulletproof. By the way, it does look like I've gone back over some of the issues with Josie Campbell. She is treating the captain as a separate entity from Billy in the current stuff. Because there's a point where it's saying, like, tell the captain I said this. Wait, that's what he said. That's a terrible idea. What does he mean that's a terrible idea? He's basically telling everyone, tell him to say this, and they keep transforming back and forth.
I mean, I think that's more fun for comedic purposes, but I still prefer them as the same person.
Right. But I think it's more playing off of what Wade did, where it clearly showed the guys that influenced the captain. So it could be a case where it made it its own separate entity. Anyway, okay, Captain Sparkle, back up or people start dropping. Oh, look at that detail. Bullet in his teeth. Like, guys, I totally had this. Am I seeing double? Technically, you'd call it as quintuple, which means 5, right? 6 with Captain Sparkles over there. It's them. Them who? Philly superhero team, the Lightning League. I call this round the world. Put us down. Say please, please. Close it up. I'm not supposed to say too much. Besides, they always say I say too much. But I hope when you go to jail, you think about not being a bad guy anymore. I gotta say, Ego Sharon, the way he draws Darla is more of a case where you do see grown woman with the mind of a kid. You know what I mean? Which I'll be honest, I do prefer that for her as opposed to not looking that much different when Gary Frank drew her, you know? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Would you agree with that? Because she did not look that much different from her kid self. Maybe a little bit taller, but not that different under Gary Frank. But Eagle Champion makes it very clear, no, she's an adult.
Yes, he does. I was like, that scene where they all appear as just like sexy models for sure.
But when you saw back to earlier, she looked, like I said, just like a little taller, but not much.
Yeah.
You shoot this television screen and it's not happy. It says it's brand new. You already took 2 of them out. Fine, but I could have taken care of this myself. Yourself? What's fun in that? Is that? Although I do love which one of you's in charge? I am. I thought I was in charge. Well, I'm older. I was first. But why don't we take a vote? Hey, I vote for Mary. We really need codex. I'm the strongest. Maybe I should be leader. I'm the Call of Duty expert. I know battle strategies. When did this become a hierarchy? I refuse to vote. Who are these guys again? I'm starving. Let's just say Superman did it. Fair enough.
That's a great joke.
I do like that because they're just, again, they're kids.
Paperwork, man.
But I do love it. They both think they're in charge. Well, let's be honest. Billy is in charge. Let's be honest. Kids, dinner. We don't even know why Billy got these powers, Freddy. To make our lives awesome, Mary. That's why. Family dinner. A bunch of poor foster kids. Karma owes us. And with great power comes shared responsibility. So I'll come up with the code names. I just want something I can say. I can say. How about Captain and Marv? Oh, here comes lasagna. No, wait. I thought they made it very clear he only changes if he says it a certain way. Shazam.
Right.
Oh my God, we love lasagna. That sure looks good, honey. It's Billy's favorite. I thought we celebrate his 1 year anniversary with being part of the family. I do like that. It's been 1 year since the end of the first one. Well, the start of the first one. So in honor of that, we'll start family talk with you, Billy. Anything exciting happened today? Bad guys took Billy and Freddy's cars hostage. Yeah, I can't believe we forgot to tell you. I'm sure you saw it on the news, but it was all fine. That new superhero team showed up. I do like Eagle Sham's expressions, though, don't you?
Yeah, I think they're very
expressive.
They evoke emotions. They're not blank faces.
It's not Gary Frank, not Gary Frank. It's not Kevin McGuire or Nicola Scott, but it's still very good.
Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty fair assessment. Yeah.
Yep. New superhero team, the Thunder Squad. They're badass. They're badasses, but that is most definitely not their name. Could be. But did anyone get hurt? Only the criminals. More bruised egos than anything. The coolest one wears silver, and he had total command of electricity. He can talk to machines. Machines? Who are these guys? The Sparky Friend. Sorry, I asked. It's like, you kids are not good at keeping secrets. Right? Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
I said they're not good.
Do the parents know?
Not yet. This is the story where they find out. Yep. Oh, I never seen you clean a table and wash the dishes so fast. Where are you all in such a hurry? Homework! A year ago, Billy wouldn't even look at the others. Now look at him, Rosa, the leader of the pack. He's a good kid, Victor. They all are. Oh, what are you waiting for, Les? I'm just making sure Victor and Rosa are downstairs. I hate not telling them about this, but superhero rule number one, don't endanger your parents. Plus, they would never let us go. That too. We have work to do. Another job well done by Philadelphia's most amazing team. So I'll admit our trophy collection could use a little work. Darla's math test doesn't exactly qualify, but I guess it's something. It's an A+. What the heck? Oh, qualifiers for the trophy. Like, who came up with that? Darla, you like it? And I guess it's official. A name, a family. It is, Darla, the Shazam family headquarters. And I wouldn't trade you guys for anything. Guys, you need to come with me and see what I found right now. Where are we going, Eugene? I've been mapping the Rock Cemetery for months, hoping to figure out what this place really is. And there's a whole lot of rooms full of books and strange hallways that lead to nowhere. But through here, there's something else. I don't remember this being here. It wasn't. I mean, and there was a wall last time I was here, but something must have opened it. Check it out. Okay, that's a creepy face.
Yep.
It's called the station. The station? That's what it says over here. Kind of like some kind of subway station. This is amazing. And old. Look at this. What is it, Billy? I don't know. Well, I spoke too soon. So they didn't rinse the dishes and it broke the dishwasher. Well, at least they tried.
Fail.
Someone's at the door, Victor. You're not getting out of the dishes that easy. What is all this, Billy? It says right here, the magic lands. Hey, guys, look at this. No wonder there aren't any lights on. Come and help me, Pedro. Wait, we don't know what that's going to do. Magic on! Mr. and Mrs. Vasquez, I've come to see Billy. I'm his father. And what a twist!
That's such a strange choice to me.
What?
The father plot line.
Well, given why he wanted to be why it needs to be his father, it makes sense. You know what I mean?
Well, I guess I have to find out. I didn't finish this run.
Okay, well, oh yeah, the Mary's little story about Mary.
I like this because the art's
Yeah.
really cute, and I wish they'd done more with this artist because they're a Japanese super fan of Shazam.
Right. Oh boy, but we see all the stuff was here. You have nowhere else to go. No one out there who will love you like us. She almost considerate. We're going to chain you to your bed, you horrible little monster. It's like, wow, what? They go from saying one thing to something else. Oh, gives money. Yeah, even though she only has so much to eat, she still gives it to Santa.
Mary clearly had a pure heart.
Definitely. Up and this is where we get Hoppy, who currently only Billy and Mary can understand her. I understand him. Up. Shazam! Oh, and Hoppy got zapped too. Although this ends up not being the same Hoppy we will see in Mary's book.
Oh, really?
Completely different. Mary, and that's more of a case of some other advisor, a magical creature helping them.
Huh. Why'd they make it different?
Josie wanted it to be different. Because I think also because they needed someone to be in that advisor role for Mary. Hold on, I'm gonna go get another drink. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Greetings from the fun land where the holidays never end. Oh, this is around the time of Heroes in Crisis.
Oh my goodness.
You forgot?
It's always funny because I'm like one of two people who like Heroes in Crisis, the other one of them being Tom King.
I wouldn't say, look, it's what they did to Wally, dude.
But the thing is, everything they did to Wally is undone, and before that, Wally was in a terrible place.
But he didn't deserve to go there, and Tom King didn't understand the Speed Force.
I mean, the Speed Force. Okay,
no.
I also
the Speed
don't
Force
understand
never
the Speed Force.
explodes out of energy like that.
I don't understand the Speed Force either, so I'm in the same boat.
But that doesn't excuse him doing something with the Speed Force that's never been done just to have, excuse why Wally killed people.
It was an accident, man.
Well, not just that, dude, but also the fact that they basically treated like everyone, even Clark, who should remember the other timeline still, was treating Wally like, oh, there. We know you have these imaginary kids.
Well, I will say that when it's so frustrating because Tom King, when he wrote Superman in Up in the Sky, he did such a good job. But whenever he writes Superman and other things, like in Strange Adventures, I think he writes a very bad Superman in Strange Adventures, and I feel like that's kind of the same thing in. Well, I kind of like parts of Superman and Heroes in Crisis, but it's very uneven.
It is.
I like the parts with Superman and Lois. I like their relationship.
Oh, I hated Lois spilling, revealing everything when that goes against every journal integrity.
I have gotten more and more convinced that journalistic integrity is a fiction that they sold us through the movies and it never existed.
Really?
Have you seen His Girl Friday?
Okay, fair enough.
It is a brilliant, amazing movie, and Rosalind Russell and Cary Grant are Oscar-winning performances. But the journalists in that movie are scum.
Okay, fair enough. Shazam! How do I know? And how do I know this man is who he says he is? As okay, so his background checked and his background checked out. Did he explain himself? The fact that they're still dealing with this in the current stuff with Billy's mom, who does want him back,
Hmm,
to the point where they're going to court for it.
that's sad.
Yeah.
Is she like a good person? Like,
Yeah, I think it's implied she is. I gotta go back over it, but it is implied she is a good person. But it's the case where he doesn't want to leave because he doesn't
Yeah.
know her. He's already nearing 18.
right. I mean, I don't. Well, adoption and fostering is a very complicated subject, and I appreciate that the movie did a really good job of being nuanced about it.
Yeah, by the way, here's Santucci's artwork now.
Oh, oh yeah, it does look significantly different.
But I gotta say, but Santucci is very good when it comes to his fill-ins. He's done a lot of those.
I like it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's clearly not Eaglesham.
Yeah, but it looks like a mix between Eaglesham and Gary Frank a little, doesn't it?
I can see that. Yeah.
And
Is there an anchor?
ATA. Well, wait a minute. No, he inked himself.
Okay. Interesting. A lot of artists have been doing that now. Get more money.
Yeah, I know. And like something about the faces here kind of reminds me of Todd Nowick here, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, I agree completely that the face of
The mom,
Rosa's face. That is very knock. I agree.
Yeah, that is a very knock face. I should know. I went back over Justice Society number 12, which felt like a farewell from Geoff.
Oh man, I also read that, but we should talk about that when we finish this.
Right. But what does he want? And what does he want with Billy? I do like this though. It's that whole when a foster family really starts to love the kid, it's their worst fear. Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The worst fear of the parents showing up. I will ask Mr. Batson myself, Mrs. Glover, but you can understand why I'm upset. This man came here without any warning to us, or more importantly, to Billy. Why didn't you call? I understand Mr. Batson was insistent, but yes, of course, I'd be insistent too if Billy were my son. Can you believe that, Victor? Telling me if Billy was your son, he is my son, our son. Aunt Rosa, I don't like this. I'm not thrilled either. But the one thing Billy wanted when he first came was here was to find his biological parents. We're lucky that changed, that he learned to like it here. Not like Victor, love. Billy loves it here. I will also say this. It does feel like, given what they've done currently, it's trying to take what Geoff did here, but then reverse it, where instead of having it be that, oh, the father's here for a reason and throwing it to but in the end, it readjusts itself to be good for, like it doesn't shake up the status quo. They're doing it with the mom. They're actually doing the opposite. You know what I mean? Where it is threatening the status quo. Oh, did you notice this? Keep calm and call Batman. You remember those posters?
I mean, I remember the keep calm and carry on. I don't think
I
meant
to carry on. I meant to carry on. But what if he wants Billy back? If that is Billy's father, we owe it to Billy to support them, at least having a conversation. My foster parents did when I found my parents. Hey guys, ready? Billy, Mary, Darla, Pedro, Eugene? Where they all disappeared to? Oh, where to go to first? I'm not sure we should go anywhere, Darla. Oh, come on, Mary. Like you expect us to find a secret mystical subway station and a map to the 7 Matchalands and just shrug? It could be dangerous, Freddie. Now, I'm not going to read through everything because we got a lot to go through, obviously. But yeah, I do like it. It's again, it's just like, again, they're being kids. They don't know what they're dealing with. I guess, what do you think of this whole idea of the magic lands? Apparently, James Robinson gave some suggestions here. Look, special thanks to James Robinson. To be fair, Robinson was Geoff John's comic mentor.
I have strong negative feelings about James Robinson.
Why?
Have you read his Airboy?
Oh, in fact, he hasn't finished it or anything.
No, he finished it. He should not have, but he did.
What happened? Just give me the summary.
There's so much gross sex for no reason in that.
Oh God. Okay. But dude, he did Starman. He started out JSA. He's one of the main reasons why the Justice Society was looked at as viable again.
Yeah, but everything I've read by him is just something.
Starman included?
I haven't read Starman.
There you go. His Superman one was really good.
No, I did not like his Superman run. Okay, that's going too far.
Justice League.
I didn't like when he was writing Clark and Lois. I actually liked when he was writing Mono.
But okay, it's Justice League.
I don't read Justice League.
He did a good job, and he was the one who kept Dr. Light viable past McDuffie. Although I do find it weird he was trying to pair her up with Guardian. They teased that a lot. You remember that?
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I will always owe him that he kept Dr. Light viable past McDuffie being kicked off the book. Anyone else would have just dropped her was Vixen and everyone else. But he kept her viable and brought her along to Metropolis. So I owe him that, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Plus, I've met the man. Really nice guy. Oh, and his stuff with the Shade. He made the Shade a great character. He was the one who established the idea that the Shade is not really a bad guy. He's an immortal who gets bored. Also, he's the one who introduced the Shade. He's from Starman. Have you seen Stargirl?
I've only seen the first 4 or 5 episodes.
Never mind, he wasn't in those. But the Shade is that guy. Okay, have you ever seen Brad Meltzer's Green Arrow arc?
Nope.
Damn it! The Shade is this guy.
There's where I real.
He's a living shadow.
Okay.
Kind of like Shadow Man, but different. He's more of a. If you take Shadow Man, mix him with the Gentleman's Ghost, and he's not dead.
Huh.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, again, James Robinson has done a lot. He hasn't done much lately beyond Hollywood. Although, you know what else he's known for writing and doing? League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. He's the one who adapted the stuff for the movie. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. But come on, dude. Robinson, he was the reason why the JSA became viable for him and Goyer both. No, actually, no. Him through Starman proved why the JSA was viable. Because you know why they were killed off, right?
Well, I didn't know they were killed off.
Oh, they were slaughtered in 0 hour.
Oh, man.
You know why?
Because O'Neill didn't want them?
No. It was actually one of the few things I will disregard strongly with Mike Carlin on. Mike Carlin was the one who felt like, who cares a bunch of old farts? They thought no youngster would like old fogies. So they all except Alan Scott and Jay Garrick, that's because Wade did more with them, were killed off or just made way too old.
I disapprove.
Yeah.
I
Like
like
I
the
said.
JSA when they're in checkmate.
But yeah, so like I said, you guys think Robinson, because Robinson is the one who, throughout Starman, made them viable.
Mm.
And JSA Golden Age, which also inspired, we would not have had the New Frontier without Golden Age.
Why
The
do
gold, that's that
What's New Frontier
Elseworld.
again?
What?
What's New Frontier again?
Darwin Cook.
Oh yeah.
He did it as a spiritual follow-up to Golden Age. So there's a lot from Robinson you cannot deny he made an impact on.
I mean, I can deny what I want. I hate Alan Moore, so I can be as iconoclastic as I want.
But still, his influence here.
Oh, I've never denied his influence. I just don't like his writing that I've read. Except for Mon-El. I will give you, I thought he actually did a really good job with Mon-El.
You should read his JSA. You should read his Starman. Starman is so good.
Everyone says that. Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. All right. But anyway, back. We keep derailing.
There's a lot to talk about.
There is. But yeah, we see stuff about the Darklands, the Wildlands, the Monsterlands, of course. These brochures look like Disneyland on steroids. Freddy, enough worrying. Look, the Rocket Fraternity used to be run by adults, right? Like the creepy old dude who gave Billy his powers in the first place. He didn't give Billy any rule book, but it all worked out. That is a good point. What do they expect these kids to do, right? He just gave them the abilities, no instructions, and they're bumbling around. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Candy and everything on the train. Look at that. Green buttons are the universal language for go. What's happening?
I have to say, I think the colorist and I think Santucci is doing a good job of. There is a real Eagle Shamish style here.
Oh, yeah. They're trying to match it as close as they can, but still be on their own. I got to say, yeah, Santucci is definitely one of those. He's a mimic. A mimic artist, wouldn't you say? Like he has elements of multiple styles.
I mean, most people who work for DC can do that.
Well, most, not all, but most.
Not all. And some people, like Jock, obviously shouldn't, because otherwise he wouldn't be Jock.
Exactly. And then you have people who really stand out too much and to the point where they're only got certain books, but then they get on the wrong ones, like Riley.
Riley Rossmo. Now, again, Riley Rossmo is a great artist.
No, he is a great artist, but some of the projects he's given, like sometimes he can do normal, like Batman the Shadow. But that's because you have a writer who's giving that. Then you have him put on other books where you're like, why was he put on this?
I still
books that are written for him, like Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
That was a great choice. Martian Manhunter was a great choice for him.
I like the Sandman that he did with Venditti. That was really cool.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. But then you have Robin.
Yeah, terrible idea. Terrible
Harley
idea.
and Harley, Kevin was the best part of his stuff because no one could draw Kevin right. No one.
Can we agree? I love Kevin, the way he draws him.
But then Teeny Howard had to totally ruin the character.
I just refuse to use. In my mind, Kevin is still good, and
Well, he was good, but the fact he threw her under the bus.
Right, but that's not good.
But yeah, oh, there's Sivana, who he still looks wrinkly, but not as shriveled as he was under Gary Frank. Like he definitely doesn't look like Lex, right?
Yeah.
My apologies. Would you like a magazine? No, thank you. I brought my own reading material. The Encyclopedia of Magical Monsters, a treasure if there ever was one, recovered from the lost library of Louis Agag. Tell me about the mad poet. A particularly vicious creature, my friend, whose voice uttered truth so horrible his listeners would shove ice picks into their own ears. And the ears, they can be sensitive. Now, I do like how this is misleading us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We think he's in Sivana's mind.
But he's in the book.
Nope, he's not in the book.
Oh, where is he?
He's in someone else.
Oh, okay. That's very creepy, Mr. Mind.
Which I gotta say, is it just me or has Mr. Mind never been the same ever since 52?
Well, I only really know him from 52, so unfortunately I can't say.
No, but I'm saying they really overhauled him in 52 and never looked back.
Sure.
Like he was always a monster, and other monster, but they made him way more powerful since 52.
Well, I mean, he's one of the big bads in 52, so.
But yeah, but they really amped him up. And I gotta say, that was a great story still, wasn't it? 52? That is still, there's a reason why 52 is still the gag number for DC, right?
There's so that's such a complicated question.
What it is 52, ever since the 52 weekly series, it's always been 52. They seem to always fit in 52 everywhere they go. It's like, you know how some shows have that recurring number?
Is that really true, or is that just Dan Didio?
No, even just recently in DC All In, they referenced 52.
They did?
Yeah.
Well, I think Morrison also had something to do with it, but I feel like Dan Didio, like, for some reason, thought that it was like a magic number.
But they've kept it going.
I don't think they have. I feel like they've been doing
not as much as they did, but the fact they've still referenced it in All In.
Like the number or the events of 52?
The number.
Huh. I still don't like the fact that there's this 52 multiverses. That makes no sense.
No, that's gone, dude.
I know, but I think that it was stupid for that ever to have been a thing.
I get initially. Oh, look, the idea of a limited multiverse initially was fine, so it didn't get out of hand. You know what the problem was? Labeling all of them. When they had Morrison label all but like 4 or 6 of them, that was when there was a problem. You know what I mean? You're basically having other creators come in like, I didn't have a chance to come up with anything. But yeah, they end up in the Funlands, and look at this. I do give Santucci props here. This feels a little Ivan Rice-like, doesn't it?
Yeah, I can see it.
And anyway, whenever an artist can do crowd shots, complicated shots like this, I always give applause to.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta make the splash worthwhile.
Exactly. I told you all, Disneyland on steroids. No need to worry. The more you say it, the more I worry. We should be splitting up. Come on, Billy. Okay, here's the plan. We pair up, we check it out, we meet back here in 2 hours. Where did all these kids come from? How did they get here? And I had my college entrance exam this week. That is definitely someone they took in Shazam Fury of the Gods, her being that old.
Right.
I'm not sure I care for that. You know, her being that old.
I mean,
and obviously she's gonna have to age up to that point eventually, but it feels a little too soon.
The age of children in comics is so difficult because
you need to find that magic number, or that magic point. I mean, they got lucky with Dick Grayson. They got lucky with him and Wally and Donna and Roy. Those and Aqualad. Those 5, they got lucky.
But it's so hard because most people want to see characters grow, but
when you have this setting of them being foster kids, it's why I'm having that issue. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Because that means she'd have to leave soon. You age out of the system, even fostering.
I mean, yes, but like that doesn't mean she doesn't have to, like, she can't visit.
That's true, but she's going to be part of the team.
I mean, that means you gotta be creative.
Yeah, but having this be in the second arc.
Yeah, well, I mean, part of the thing is didn't they start the Shazam backups like in 2012?
Right at the start of 52.
So this is 4 years later. I mean,
but in universe, it's 1 year.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, so we're seeing like What are you a doctor of? Many things. Physics, archaeology, magic. Ha ha ha. Aren't we all? Sometimes wait a minute, this can't be right. It says you're only 40. What on earth happened to you? What are you waiting for? We need the tongue of a medicine man for the spell. Yes, doctor, I've struggled in recent years since my eye was taken and transformed, tethering me to the world of magic. What are you? It gave me sight, but at a cost. Oh, look at, I do like when they go into detail with all this text here. Look.
That's kind of a fun storybook style.
And look, it took the combined might of those who make up Shazam to stop him.
Yep.
But look, an exclamation point. Meaning the exclamation point is actually a god.
Wait, what?
Look.
Oh my goodness, I don't know how I feel about that.
I like that idea. It makes you wonder, wait, what's the exclamation point? It is some being we never heard of? But yeah, look, they're having fun and everything. Happy birthday! No, I don't want it. Happy birthday! You see that? I guess he hates cakes. Who hates cakes? I don't know, Eugene. And Eugene doesn't like ice cream. He's here. He's outside. I want to see him. Me too. And the name's King Kid, ruler of the Funland. And I'm the missing seventh champion of the family. Really?
That guy gives real King Candy from Wreck-It Ralph vibes.
Have some candy.
Have some candy.
You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you? You hit a guy with glasses. Well played. Alan Tudyk was great.
He still is. He's one of my favorites.
Yep. But I love the fact that that was one of the best of their twist villains, wouldn't you say? Of Disney's twist
absolutely.
villain.
He's an amazing villain.
Especially I just like how we figured there's something wrong with him. That he has moments where he comes off like he's being reasonable, and then it turned out he was turbo all along. The only thing that tipped off was him saying "Turbo-tastic," and you're like, wait, that's Candy's voice. That was the only giveaway, wouldn't you say? Because he did look pretty different between being Turbo and Candy.
Yeah, I thought that was a good twist, but it was a twist that to me, it feels different than twists like, well, no, that's another side. Let's keep going.
Right. We keep on. Oh, God. The Wonder Twins book.
Me and Mark Russell are not friends.
Right? I'm on good terms with him.
Yeah, lots of people are. Me and
And
him.
like I say, I did like Superman the Space Age, and Batman the Dark Age has been pretty good. Have you checked it out?
I read the first issue, and I did not like it.
Why not? There's a different take on realistic Batman.
Mark Russell is most interested in being preachy, and I don't agree with what he's preaching or how he's preaching.
There's some cases where a lot of times he can be very preachy. But I will say this also. When it comes to Mark Russell, his work on what was it? The Jesus Christ one.
Second Coming.
I didn't mind some of his points there. Kind of remind me of Dogma in that regard, where it shows that heaven and all that's not perfect, that there's more to think about. But he wasn't being hostile, saying all religion are bad or anything.
So it's very difficult to me. I understand what you're saying. I do see some of where he's coming from, but as someone who believes in all of those things, I still think it's extremely offensive.
But it's not offensive at others who say it's pure evil. I mean, look at how he was with the Flintstones when talking about religion. He basically said what he's heard from a lot of people. And he even said he used to be worse. He used to be one of those, all religion is bad. But when he heard from friends who were very religious, he realized, and this is how I view religion in a lot of ways. Religion is something that can help fill a void in your life where that's not bad. It's like when people who don't believe in religion, who fill their voids with a lot of this political nonsense or causes that they don't really believe in. How many of those people don't believe in religion because of that? Not because of that, but you could tell they're filling the void that religion could fill in with that nonsense. Because they treat it almost as extreme as some people view religion. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's saying, but it's a good thing because it fills in. Like, it's like how so many people are devoted more to science than religion. It's no different.
I would agree with that.
Things like that. Like, that's what he's saying. So does, in this case, they call God Gary. Does Gary exist? Who can say? But so long as people believe in him, that's what matters. And I'm like, that's exactly it. And I think that's what a lot of extremists who go after religion don't get. You need something to fill that void, just for so many people to believe in. Because if you don't have something good to believe in, you'll have something worse to believe in.
Again, I'd agree with that.
And that's his actual belief. That is Mark Russell's actual belief. He might be an atheist, but that's his viewpoint. It's kind of like how JMS is an atheist, but he can write the most spiritual stuff you'd ever read. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think Russell is not as good with it as JMS is, but he is still reasonable with it compared to other writers who can be just so flat on mean-spirited to religion. Is that fair?
I think to go too much further would distract too much.
All right. Sorry. But yeah, this King, I gotta be honest, if there's one problem with this whole thing is it's going to get stretched out way too long. You know what I mean? This would become one of those books where I would have to put on hold, like I would have to, I waited until it wrapped up before I read it eventually, because it just went on way too long. But yeah, basically, like, he keeps on top of saying, I'm King Kid. The Council of Wizards once called me the ruler of the Funland, but I see myself more as a host. So he's trying to put up a good act and everything, but you can already tell right off the bat, it's that cliche. I have to say, this is one of the most cliched things Geoff John has done. Like, this is so painfully obvious. Would you agree with that? Like, you already tell, this kid is just like, he's full of it. It's so obvious.
He's King Candy.
But would you agree though with it? Like, this is some Geoff Johns is usually better than this. You know what I mean? He's not usually this transparent. With that, this kid being a scumbag, and you already know, like, oh yeah, we shouldn't trust this kid. Usually he would do it in a way where you could fall for it. You know what I mean? But the writing is so stereotypical.
Yeah, it's a little broad.
Yeah. How do we know you and who and how did you know who we were before we met, King Kid? Well, Mary, for years, more years than I can remember, the Magiclands have been sealed off from one another. No new kid could find their way to the Funland. Then suddenly the tunnels lit back up, the doors unlocked, and those kids in need of fun, they found their way to the Funlands again. I looked at my magic pudding to see who turned the power back on, and I saw you six on the train. Finally, a new champion had been chosen by the wizard. And then Billy chose us. Yes, he did, Darla. And I hope you choose me. There's a seventh throne waiting. Now, I do like that. This whole thing plays off on that seventh throne. Because that is true. The whole thing was to fill up that seventh throne. But of course, he wants to know, like, if I know the magic word. So Darla almost spills it. And secret, and we don't need a seventh family member. I understand we just met, Mary, but I can assure you, ever since the 7 members of the Council of Eternity were killed by the Sids, the Magiclands have been in desperate need of a champion. 7 champions, 1 for each land. Long ago, the lands were nearly overrun by Mr. Mine and its monsters. Some of them are still suffering. It was once the 7 wizards' purpose to protect the 7 lands. Now that falls on the 7 champions. I know I'm destined to be one of them. Says who? Again, seems like he's explaining it, but he's showing his hand too much. And then to the point where you're wondering, why is everyone falling for this, right?
Yeah. Like I said, it's a little too broad.
It is too broad. Why can't we tell him? He's so nice. All he wants to do is, I mean, I can understand Darla, but the others? It's like basically King Kid is bribing them into to trusting him. We don't, now I do get it's implied because Mary is the oldest. So she's not taken in by the effect. I do get that. But it's still annoying. You know what I mean? Like, this is a case where Mary being that much older, she's almost immune to it. And all the others are at that age where they could still be taken in by everything he's offering them. But yeah, this is where we get his history and all that. One day after spilling the porch, I was especially severe punishment was coming. So I ran. I could hear them shouting after me. He ends up finding that wishing stick and soon created the Fun Lands.
It's King Candy, I'm telling you.
I know. If you ask me, the Fun Lands are the greatest of the Magic Lands and the safest. So you made everything in the Fun Lands. Well done, my man. What's the one and Wozedan land? And I've never been there, Pedro. I've never been to any of the other lands save for the Earth land. But I know they could use your help. Most of them were nearly destroyed by it. So I do like how he does fill in the void, yes. But of course, we could all discuss it at home. Home? Why would you ever want to go home? We had a real good day. This is then where it's like, oh, like they're adults, hate adults. Okay, everyone. Well, if Mary says you should go, so of course he's going to hate it. And get her, my clowns. And they took Darla and Freddy too. Fun time's over. Shazam! Let's go and let them go or get wrecked. Liars, you're all adults. And again, they're trying to go for a Peter Pan-ness with him. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Or the Peter Pan thing is such a cliche.
I think it's because it's so broad. I think John's should have.
Like, it's so obvious.
John does do broad in general. I just wish he had done.
But again, not so blatantly broad. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I think. I mean, he wasn't nearly this broad in the first Shazam, except for with Billy's characterization.
But even that, though, it made some sense to a point, and you can reverse it. But here with King Kid, it's just too much Peter Pan. Yeah. Even then, Peter Pan was never this anti-adult.
Have you watched Once Upon a Time?
Okay, I'm talking about proper Peter Pan.
I mean, when you adapt Peter Pan, Peter Pan is a symbolic character, and you're always going to try and balance the human and the god. And
right. But here's the other thing. If he knows about the champions, why does he know they turn into adults? See the problem? You see the problem here? Yeah. He knows enough about them being champions, but he didn't know they turn into adults? Hey, don't freak out. I'm only 15. Rule number 1 of the Fun Lands. Never trust an adult. Take him with Mary to the below. Pedro, and I do like how this does lead to them separating. To the different lands. I do like that. And then we get the game lands. Freddy and Darla are going through and they end up in the wild lands where they're all talking animals. Again, there are stuff in here to like, but it just feels a little like, I don't know if Jeff's heart was in it as much here. Given how much he stretches this out, given how much he stretches the story out.
And the problem is he stretches it out and then he ends it
abruptly.
Really abruptly.
I mean, it's one thing for it to be an ongoing, but it feels like some of these issues feel like he wrote just because he needed to turn in the issue.
Yeah.
So he just spun his wheels. Oh, this is around the time of the movie.
A good movie.
It was. Oh, we get Talkie Tawny properly. I always love Talkie Tawny. It's nice to meet you. No, I won't eat you. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. All right, what did the book say? How to stop eating your friends.
It's like the sharks in Finding Nemo.
What a beautiful day. A human sighting turns out to be a hoax. Ain't that a shock? Well, it's all a bit unsettling. I do like some of this. Oh, the how to stop eating your friend. This is forbidden literature, Tawny. I don't know how it got in there. Don't you now? Bonk. So I do like how they quickly set up how he's an outsider among his kind.
Right.
Watchdog from the law of nature, figuratively speaking. So somehow they knew about the book. Oh, Giddy! Get it off of me! Obviously, we get a little Planet of the Apes stuff here a little, but differently still. Unfortunately, because without Billy nearby, they keep saying Shazam doesn't do anything. Which makes sense. But yeah, but
Really?
your disguise...
I didn't know it was location.
No, they're in two different lands.
Oh, okay.
So that's like being in two different worlds.
Yeah, okay, I see.
Now, the fact that King Kid, you just got me saying now, King Kid is thinking that these are their true forms and the kid forms were disguises. I'm just like, really, dude? Again, stuff like that just doesn't work. You know what I mean? It's like, why does he assume that? Right?
Yeah.
Now, I do get why he hates adults. That makes sense. His parents resent him. They abused him. I get it. But yeah, do you like to hurt children? I never hurt anyone. My parents hurt me. They resented me for simply existing. So many adults do that to their sons and daughters. Again, I get why he hates adults. That is fine. Would you agree with that, right?
I mean, I think it's an attempt to give him some depth, but as you say, it's so broad, it feels a little too late.
Once you turn 18, you belong down here with the rest. This is where I kind of lose it for, you know. It just feels, again, this is a cliche. I'm sorry. The only kids only, and the adults are the enemy. It's such a cliche. Kids Next Door was doing that. I feel when you do the whole love kids, hate adults, and then when they become older adults, it's hard to find stuff fresh about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very immature idea, which I think is why it's not fresh.
I mean, Kids Next Door did it well. Would you agree?
I don't know what that is.
Codename Kids Next Door from Cartoon Network?
No idea.
Really? You've never seen Codename? Okay, you should check it out, dude. It's good.
Okay.
But yeah, of course, he wished to never become one. Hence why he doesn't age. Makes sense.
Yep.
Yep.
Have you read Stillwater by Zdarsky?
No, I've not.
You should. It plays with this idea really well.
Of course, now with them gone, they feel like the kids ran away. How many kids have you got living here, Mr. Vasquez? 6? This is my fault. I knew I shouldn't have come here. I should have let you tell Billy about me, that I wanted to see him. Maybe he heard me, and maybe he ran away again, just like last time. Ran away? Mr. Batson, Billy said he got lost, that he could never find you. That's not entirely true. Now they still have their abilities. Yep, now they still have their abilities because they haven't reverted back yet. Registration cards. Yeah, what? Your gamer registration cards, big guy. Let's see them. Where are we, Eugene? Lap 3, complete 200 points. Or lap 3. Everyone's got a score. We're in the game lands. Yeah, you're in the game land, Joker. If you don't show us some ID, we don't have any. I don't think these shirts even have pockets. Hey, what's happening? What happened is that you've been penalized for verbally assaulting us. And so you lost points. That's how scores work, non-gamer. First off, I know how scores work, RoboCop. And secondly, I'm more of a gamer than any of you. We're referees. This, again, I get where Geoff is going with some of these Magic lands. I do. Just also feels a little lazy.
Yeah.
It's like, really? You took all this time and this is what you thought of? Ripping off Peter Pan and Tron? Or Peter Pan with Pinocchio and Tron? The council sealed off the lands from one another for a reason, you stupid boy. The monster lands are still closed, though for how long I do not know. Billy Batson, you have no idea what you've done. Now, Black Adam's gone through a lot since that. He's come back from the dead, obviously. He made buddies with Sinestro during Forever Evil.
Yep.
Which that was the most obvious thing he could do, right? But yes. Oh, Flash Year One. Williamson's run on Flash was great. It truly felt like the spiritual successor to Geoff John's run. Would you agree to that?
I've only read like 4 arcs, and I did not like it very much.
Really? Well, it got better as it went on.
I'm not a Flash guy, and I really dislike Howard Porter. Not as a person, but his art hurts my eyes.
You do know that his art.
I know that his arm was hurt, and he learned to draw with his other arm, and I think that's really impressive. I don't like his art. I just really don't.
What? That's something both he and Ian Churchill have in common.
I also don't like Ian Churchill's art.
I gotta say, I do find Ian Churchill's artwork interesting. Originally used to be more imagey, but then after he hurt his hand and had to relearn to draw, it became more cartoony a little. You know, to loosen his hand up a little. Oh, but yeah, Black Adam is just looking. And I do like how Black Adam makes sense that he knows more than any of the others, obviously. Like he's been listening to the wisdom and everything. And of course he's here because obviously if the world is doomed, so is Kondak. Obviously. Reptile, you will help me. Know your sacrifice is recognized by Black Adam. Blood of magic, answer me. Where has Billy Batson gone? Of course, realm of lost and foolish children and dark secrets. I will not be welcome there, but none shall stop me. I must destroy Billy Batson before it's too late. Obviously, he's doing that more because oh boy, look at this.
There's four artists? What is this nonsense?
I know, right?
Why?
I don't know. I know this different editor. Brian Cunningham with the first one. He obviously left by this point. Now we have James Rich with Molly Mahan. But yeah, they're in the fun lands and everything. But then we see on their 18th birthday working now again, samurai. Because obviously he had a samurai because of the gaps by this point. You do nothing, you liar, pretender, false child. You'll do again. This is stretched out beyond belief.
That monologue gives me good Azrael vibes.
Yep, unless you really go
Betrayer, defiler.
Yep,
you will know the wrath of Azrael.
Yep, pinky swear. What about them king kids? Don't you see how wrong this is? When I was young, too young to really remember anything, I got lost and I never saw my parents again. I bounced around from foster home to foster home. And yeah, I met some pretty bad people. But eventually, yeah, he's trying to tell them, you're as bad as your parents are because we're doing this. How dare you speak to me like that? Now that's not bad artwork. Yes, he does look intimidating there, doesn't he? Doesn't he?
Yep.
I will feed you to my hungry clowns. I know. What do you say next, Mary? And the kid needs a spanking. Oh, and Shazam! I know. I'm breathtaking. She is. In that artwork. Oh, and now we got Scott Collins here. Now, I can accept them doing different artists for different worlds. They should have done that from the beginning. Can you agree to that? Different artists, different world. They should have done that from the beginning.
That's not a bad idea. I think I just don't like it when they use multiple artists per issue.
Right.
Even if they come up with like a justification, I don't like it.
Yep. Again, more of the game stuff. Like you can't race the game master, but your friend and can. What did you just do? It's things like that. Oh, the wildland, a kangaroo court. Dude, look, a literal kangaroo court.
That's kind of funny. That amuses
I mean,
me.
it's both obvious and yet and on the nose, but it's like you're in the wildlands, of course, right? Death by tiger. Death by what? Oh boy. So they're showing how much that obviously Pedro always lost games, whereas Eugene always won the games. So yep. Oh, poor Tawny. Oh, so the mayor's an elephant, huh? I've broken no laws. I only want to be civilized. Tigers will never be civilized. As you know, I speak from experience. All the slashes. Wow, so bigoted. Not all tigers are like that. They are savages, worse than humans. You want to attack me now, don't you? I know you're hungry. We've kept you without food for quite some time. You obviously can read, given the forbidden literature that was found in your possession. You will join the other tigers and execute these humans, or you'll be stuffed and mounted. So, in other words, we're going to force you to give in your nature, or we're going to kill you. I don't mind that plot point for Tawny, because at least that's a little different. But and what have you done with our family? I could feel his presence. He's close. You have two choices, Adam. You can join Mr. Mind Society, or you can die. I have a third option, Sivana. How about I remove your head? Oh boy, this is still during Bendis' stuff with Leviathan.
Leviathan Rising was awesome.
It was fine.
No, it was great.
But then they had to wrap it up so quickly.
Event Leviathan sucked.
It felt like that was all done so they can put Leviathan back in the Batman corner.
I still don't understand what the point of that whole thing was.
He was wrapping things up, so he wanted to put things back the way they were. But there's Event Leviathan now. See, look at it. That's how big of a gap there was. Last issue, last issue was about Leviathan Rising. Now we're at Event Leviathan. That's how big of a gap there were between issues, dude.
I thought Event Leviathan was right after
was it?
Leviathan Rising.
Oh wait, I'm mixing up events. I'm mixing up the follow-up with Leviathan, remember?
Right.
But yeah, again, we're on issue 6, and we got still a whole bunch more to get through.
Yep.
See what I mean, though? It's like, this is so stretched out.
It does feel like not a lot is happening.
Do not underestimate the first champion, Sivana. Strike first. Now I gotta wonder. I killed the man who put on those shackles and held that whip. I popped his head like a grape. Mary, something's wrong. The tunnel's collapsing. I will take magic back from all who misuse it, from Billy and his family. I will say this. This makes more sense for Black Adam to be this way. He feels like Billy and the others are misusing it.
Right.
That's better, wouldn't you say?
I mean, to some extent they are, because they're kids.
Well, yeah. Your hubris is my friend. If he wants power, Thaddeus, give it to him. Uh-oh. Like, whoa! Kids, is that you? How do we get back here? I don't know. We have to transform back and get back to Billy, Mary? Uh-oh. We need to tell Victor and Rosa. What? The others are in trouble and we have no idea what we're doing. Victor and Rosa aren't with Mary. How are they going to help? I don't know, but they deserve to know what's going on. They're worried about us. They're our family, Billy. We can't. It only endanger them. But Billy, I'll think of something else. Oh, Dad? So we finally get this intersected.
Okay.
It took 5 issues.
It feels so weird after his whole speech about how he didn't have anyone.
I know. I've been looking for you for so long. Is it really you? Oh, Billy, I'm so sorry. You were never meant to be alone. Come on now, Adam. They'll be here soon. All of them. You were born in Zimbardo. Oh, they kept it
Yeah, Zambroda.
at
Where my
Minnesota.
brother lives.
Yep. They'll be, and we'll be there soon, Marilyn. Just hold on. I can't see. His father's initials are CC. CC Batson instead of CC Beck. The bolt of lightning happened, so they gave birth right in front of them. So they gave birth right in the middle of the car. They went there to Philadelphia, saw the tigers, gave him a stuffed tiger. Where have you been? I miss those days when things were good and you and your mother and I were a family. I'm not proud of the last 10 years. I got into some trouble, and to protect you and your mother, I left. The truth is, I wasn't fit to be your father. I've been in prison. Prison? But that's behind me now. I served my time. I got out. I came looking for you. Where's Mom? I want to find Mom. Of course I do, but maybe we can find her together. I think she might be back home in Broda, Minnesota. That's my next stop. I'd like you to come with me, Billy. You're on parole, aren't you? Your mother is the love of my life, Billy. I need to find her. I need to make sure she's okay. There's nothing more important than family. Notice how he's dodging things.
Yeah, it's some of my least favorite writing where they're just drawing out conversations that don't give us information we need.
Well, in this case, it makes sense. He's using words he knows Billy's going to react to. So yeah, we still have more with the game lands, but then there's the wizard. Just out of the blue. Like, what? You have no idea how much trouble you are in. Who are you? I'm the wizard who gave Billy his powers. Uh-oh. How I got here is a bit of a long story. They won't get away with this. So, yep, the children are going to war. I know Billy's world is turning upside down right now, but so is mine. Mary, please tell us what's going on. Oh, Bud said she said I'll show you. Long story short, we're all superheroes. I do appreciate Mary being the one to do it.
Mary should be a leader, I say.
They both deserve to be leaders.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that bothered me about Leviathan, we never got that secret history of Manhunter.
Yeah, I really wanted that.
Wonder what happened.
COVID.
Right. Family Feud. But Pedro has his priorities in order.
Okay.
Oh dear. Oh my. Oh dear. I'm late. The woes and land. Oh, Oz and Wonderland. The flying monkeys again going after the white rabbit. That's a stretch. Wouldn't you say?
Yep.
Now, this one is just Dale and Scott Collins, just the two of them. No, the girl needs this axe if they are to save Dorothy's friends. I'm so sorry, Alice. I tried my best. Oh, my. Greetings, White Rabbit. I'm looking for Alice. Oh, me, oh, my. The great wizard has returned. Why can't that rabbit talk? And where are we now? We are in one of the most wonderful and mysterious of all the magic lands, Eugene Choi, the Wazenderland. I thought you were taking us home. You said you gave Billy his powers, Mr. Wizard, but Billy said you were dead. Pedro's right. Who are you really, and what are you doing in this whichever land? You don't know who he is. He's the greatest wizard of all time. That's a little vague for me. Me too. All will be explained once we reach Dorothy and Alice. But rest assured, we are on a quest to prepare Billy Batson for the greatest fight of his life. For now, I need you to stay quiet. The trees are listening. Now, this is where it feels like the plot's getting on track. Doesn't it? Doesn't this kind of feel like this is where things are getting on track finally?
I mean, I don't.
After all this stuff with the other lands. What?
It does feel like we're finally getting somewhere.
Oh, geez, look at that face. This would be a rush job here.
It's not too bad.
There, dude, look. Dude, not too bad. You're stunned silence.
I'm just looking at the picture.
See what I mean? No, that face.
It
Just like,
doesn't look that bad to me. I don't know. It's not as creepy as Superman Secret Origin.
okay, fair enough. You might as well say the magic word, Billy. I'm telling Victor and Rosa everything. Magic word? What's the magic word? Shazam! Do you see that? Well, we already know he had this type of energy. You know, both of them, but especially the dad, the foster dad. Do you realize what this means, honey? That I'm dreaming? I ate bad fish? This means 2 of our foster kids are freaking superheroes. Technically, all of us kids are. All of you? Where are all of you? A wizard gave you powers? Let me try to explain. From what Mary and I have learned, this is where they explain all about that, where the others are. Again, just a nice summary. Geez, the hunter. But those humans up there had no part in the war. They weren't even born yet. They're children. Look in the bright side, Toddy. I hear children taste better. Oh boy, going with all this, like, why won't we change? So yeah, they're ready to be feasted on, but Tawny protects them. No, I won't let you touch them. The tiger saved us. Not yet, and not yet he hasn't. Don't rush me, child, but jump on, quickly. All right, get them and alert the mayor. Hello, my name's Talkie Tawny. I'm Dialect. This is my brother, Freddie. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. See you against the new outfit. The subway, back home. And there he is. Watch out, humans. The area is forbidden. Like, that's never stopped me before.
That image of Talkie Tawny's torso makes me feel very uncomfortable, and also like those leopard dancers in Zootopia.
Unfortunately, Tawny is not able to join with them. Now we got Collins on artwork. This is where it's more just done just to keep up.
I actually kind of prefer this. Like, I like this.
I love Collins.
I think Collins is very good.
He's underrated.
I think he is.
I mean, almost every book I've ever seen him do, never disappointed.
I think sometimes when he's rushed, it's not as good, but that's the case for everybody.
But I'll say this, his rush is better than JRJR's rush.
I still think JRJR.
Oh, I like JRJR. I'm just saying
hated for.
I'm just saying his rush work gets really bad. Like compare the start.
You're not wrong.
Compare the start of his.
Has really cool storytelling. Like his
definitely. I'm just saying, compare the start of his arc with Geoff John on Superman compared to the end of it. The start, very good. You could tell everything's separate. By the end of it, it was all. What?
The coming of the Superman is actually, like, I don't like New 52 Superman, but that arc is really good and that art is gorgeous.
Oh yeah, but except by the end of it all, they're all blending together.
Yeah, it's kind of messy.
Yeah, but yeah, the start was very good, but that ending just felt like, what?
Yeah, it very much felt like they gave him a lot of time to do that first arc, and then they're just like, and...
But then the end of the arc got rushed, the end of the arc. And then he did better on the next 2 issues.
Probably because he had more time.
Yep. But yeah, they explained about, all that, like, Wonder Woman, she knows more than any of us about magic. She might know how to navigate them. Billy, what about your dad? I know it's bad timing, but all I've ever wanted to do is find my parents. That doesn't mean I don't love you, because I do. But my dad, he wants help finding my mom. And as soon as everyone is back here and safe, I've got to help him. I do like that, at least. They make it clear.
Reasonable, even if I don't understand why Billy, the speech thing, it feels like a weird, jarring thing to me.
Right. Tell my dad I got to go, but I'll call him as soon as I'm back. Can you feel that, Mr. Mine? Billy Batson has returned. Well, flew right through, giving us the perfect opportunity to put everything in motion. He wasn't even paying attention. And the Monster Society will have the rest. Uh-oh. Here lies Billy Batson, the Darklands. Freddy? Hello? Billy Batson. Wizard! Is it really you? But I saw you die. None of the champions ever truly died, Billy. But listen carefully. I can feel it deeply in my soul. There's an imposter afoot. Are we almost there, Wizard? You're very close. I do not yet see who they are or what they have planned, but there is a traitor in your family. You must rescue Freddy and Darla and get to the old bell tower in the center of the Darkland. From there, you will be able to find Eugene and Pedro. Return home and prepare for the magic war to come. No, somebody's interfering with my spell. So, Shazam meets Captain Marvel?
Wait, who's the traitor?
We'll get there.
But I want to know.
We'll get there. Oh, this is when we have You're the Villain.
That interrupted Hawkman, and even though Venditti made it work, I'm still so pissed off. It's so pointless.
Yep. I guess, who do you think did a better job at fixing Hawkman? Venditti or Johns?
I haven't read John, so I can't say.
But Venditti, I think, took Johns and expanded it.
I mean, I feel like that's probably true. I just haven't read John, so I can't say.
Right. But yeah, so these psycho clown sticks, they summarize again what's been happening. Again, that's the other downside where they're being gaffed between issues. They didn't have to do these summaries more often. Then once you're reading the trade, it's a little tedious. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
You know, they have to keep on doing these summaries because there have been big gaps.
Yeah. Some of the gaps are like 4 months. They're like truly ridiculous.
Yeah. Disruption in your power is not my doing, Eugene Choi. There's a disturbance in Billy Batson's heart and a threat to destroy not only your family, but all of the magic lands. Your destiny is at risk. Our destiny? Yes. Billy Batson, the chosen champion, the leader of the 7 champions to be. Each one of is destined to sit on one of the 7 thrones, to protect one of the magic lands, to bring them back together so that they will survive the return of the ancients. But you will remain vulnerable until the 7th member of your family is found. And yet, funny enough, they kind of dropped this after this arc, when they reduced the family again. Why? Is one of them the 7th champion? Shazam! What are you doing, Pedro? Just checking. But yeah, there is a problem, and not a problem of heart, Pedro, a change of heart by something I cannot see. So yeah, he's trying to ask where's Billy is. They make up lies. And Billy, he wasn't feeling well, so I think it was the smoke. So he's taking a nap. Listen, if Billy doesn't want to see me after the years I've been away, I understand. All you had to do was tell me. I'm going to leave my number on the counter. If he changes his mind, I'm around. And yeah, they go like he's Billy's dad, Victor. If I thought one of my kids was refusing to talk to me, my heart would be broken. When Billy gets back, we'll straighten it all out. Mr. Bats is going to be okay. I smell something rotten. Uh-oh. The Darklands. It's back in there. By this point, it definitely is Collins taking over the whole time, I believe. Yep. For this issue, anyway. And it works here. Oh, good. I hate scaring the living. A ghost! Hey, champion, there's nothing here to fear, from me at least. Who are you? Where am I? My real name isn't important, but they call me the Ghost of the Champions. My family and I police the Darklands for anyone who doesn't belong, and we try and help them on their way before the less friendly citizens find them. So, yeah, explains a bit about them there. Well, I've tolerated you long enough, Sivana. I should have removed your head from your shoulders long ago. Thanks to Mr. Mime, my powers have increased considerably. I've read every page in the Library of Eternity. I've mastered every spell. You don't understand what Mr. Mime will gain to it, and it will do to us if he gains access to the other magic lands. Oh, but he does, my dear old friend. I've told him my plan to release my monster society from their prison and claim the 7 lands for myself. But where does that leave my land, which you plan to threaten all of Kahndaq and its people? Only if you refuse to join us. We want your help, Adam. There is no greater military mind on the planet. We admit that. Oh, and someone pops in, gets rapidly aged. But yeah, basically they're trying to force him to join. Like, I bestowed upon you the 7 deadly sins. They're back again. They will serve you and your every whim for as long as you desire. You summon them, control them. How? My powers have grown. Yours can too. So, like, the dead can't come back. They can. You have that power if we work together. Your father could die today. Did you know that? I'll tell you what I see if you give me your word. Give me your word. Hey, don't yell at me. What did you say about my dad? Captain Marvel Sr. What are you going on lying to the living again? He was the one bothering me. I'm just trying to get back to my family. I sense the living near the bell tower. The bell will take you home. Sakes, you were asking someone to bring you back to life again, weren't you? So what? Oh, that was, looks like Freddy. The way his outfit looks. Yeah, but yeah, they head to the bell tower, and then they meet up with some of the others. It was Darla and the others. The wizard told us the bell tower would bring us home, but he didn't say, and what he didn't say was it needed to be struck by lightning according to the bell's inscription, and something happened to our powers. A bunch of vampires came after us, so we've been hiding here. They tried to eat Tawny. Wait, the wizard told you to come to the bell tower? What wizard? The tiger? We'll explain everything right after we get the heck out of here. Oh, damn! Billy, Darla, Freddy, a tiger! He's our friend. Terribly sorry about your door. She can explain later. Where's my dad? Mr. Batson, I need you to come with us. Do you think Adam suspects our true plan? It matters not, even if he does. He'd do anything to protect the people he loves and bring back the people he lost. Now come, Sivana. While the champions are busy, it's time to find the key to the monster land. What are those things? Who are you? I am going to derive great pleasure from Billy's final understanding what true pain is. Once you're dead, stay away from him. You're that superhero. Yes, sir, and I need you to come with me right now. It's gonna be all be okay. Help, Dad! No, help, Dad! And he gives the power to his dad. Holy moly! So his dad is now the 7th champion.
That is random and wild.
Well, but they kind of forced him to do it. If you noticed.
Right.
So we got more of Stan 2 again. All back to all 3 of the artists again. Holy moly! Dad! What? I'm not your dad, Welcome to the family. Let go of me! Wait, and what's happened to me? What's going on? What's going on is you're the 7th champion we've all been wondering about. See, my secret power is I can share the magic with my family. Family? Listen, I can explain everything. It's me, Dad. It's your son, Billy Batson. It explains everything to him. Follow my lead, Dad. And you share your powers, Billy. You only continue to weaken yourself. Yeah, big fight. Let go of my son and my brother. None of you children understand the responsibility that comes with the Rock of Eternity. Shazam! Shazam? Billy, I think Black Adam stole my power somehow. Mary, I've got you. Oh, damn! Billy, who is that? Did I just take his powers? That's my dad. I'm dreaming right now. What's going on? This is no dream, Mr. Batson. But we may be entering a nightmare soon, unless I provide Billy the guidance Billy needs. Shazam! Cowards, they fled. Now they're back in the Wazanderland. Uh-oh, follow the yellow brick road. That's 7 champions. Those aren't champions. They can't be. They bear the glyphs of the Counts of Eternity, of magic. I am one of Dorothy Gale's loyal aides, the Scarecrow. You're here to protect us, aren't you? I'll bring its corpse to the witches. No, you don't. Bad cat. Billy, my powers keep going on and off. I'm sorry, Mary. I think it might be what I did with my dad. Billy, where are we now? Dad, I must be doing something wrong. You're doing nothing wrong, Billy Batson. You're simply feeling something new, and that is affecting your powers. And Billy, Mary, Wizard, but you're dead. I needed you to believe that for many reasons. So that's the explanation. He faked his death. Weak.
Yeah.
Would you? But we can discuss that at a later point. When the seven lands are not in such immediate threat, a choice must be made. Why did you let me think you're dead? What do you mean a choice must be made? Your greatest power is to share it with those you deem family. But your heart is torn by who is your family is now, your found brothers and sisters, or your father. Okay, I like this. Look. I do like that.
Yep.
The choice.
Yep.
Your
definitely.
connection to your power is only as strong as your connection to them. So in other words, he cast these to decide, adoptive or real. I do. Okay, now that is definitely, that works here. This is where it's good. Taking the whole idea of making his sharing the powers parallel to the whole choosing real family or adoptive family. I do like that. That is a more of a proper Geoff Johns writing, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
But Billy, I am not pretending I understand any of what's been going on the last few hours, but any of this is true. Choose your brothers and sisters. Dad, I haven't been around. So he's trying to basically say, yeah, choose them, not me. I'm not worth it. The spell only works one way. I'm the champion of magic. I'll decide how the spell works because I'm not choosing anything but all of my family. Shazam! So somehow he willed it to happen. But, you know, to share it with everyone.
I mean, to some extent, this is both why I think Shazam is a powerful concept and also a frustrating concept because it is a wish fulfillment fantasy. So it depends on how willing you are to go with it, I think.
Right. Look.
That is a choice.
Gilliam March, of course. Oh boy, I hated this story. The Golden Child. You remember that?
I like that one.
It derailed all the good that Master Race had built.
How so?
Laura went back to being like she wanted to learn to be a good human, good person, to learn to be more trusting of humans. And then she went back to saying humans are dumb, humans are stupid. Why are we dealing with this?
I mean, humans are dumb.
But she wanted to learn and then basically showed it was for nothing.
Yeah. You
It
gotta have a
derailed
contrast
all.
with John.
But even with John was just too weird. No explanation about Joker. You know how Joker came back.
Yeah.
Oh, so now we have the Sins. We in Black Adam. We also have the Funlands in attacking. But boom, shakalaka! They're all stopping now. Now that I don't mind. Having King Kid show up attacking, and now the United family is taking them out.
Yep.
That I don't mind.
I mean, that's kind of why you build to things.
Yeah, so this makes sense, and everything's going good. Like, get the cape. They were the ones who invaded us first. They pretended to be children. It's not that it matters, King Cook, but you got it backwards. Hey, Mr. Batson, you can make this a whole lot simpler if you just drop that thing on Prince Facetic's head. We could seriously hurt him, Freddy, or at the very least, cause a lot more property damage. I want to stay on the straight and narrow. Let's stick to Billy's plan. What my dad said. Call us the Shocking Seven. Oh dear. I do like Tony doing good with them, with the parents. Yep. Like you look and this is only the beginning. Go say your goodbye to your offices and schools. The children will celebrate me once I replace them with the chocolate factories and toy stores. And what will they say when we tell them that your plans are once they turn 18? You lock them below and enslave them because they grow up. But if you play and believe forever like me, you won't. You won't, because bad men and women are, and like my parents, they were awful to me. So I'll be awful back. We've all been bullied, King Kid, but that doesn't give us the right to bully others back. My wishing stick, my clowns, my army. It's nothing but toys. It is magic. Give it back to me. You're going to prison, or juvie hall at least. Billy, wait. You heard him, right? Something about his parents? They were cruel to him, and I was cruel to you. I was absent. I left you thinking I didn't want to be with you. You didn't trust adults either before you met the Vasquezes, Billy. Marrying the others. You didn't believe in family. My name is CC, kid, and I want to apologize to my son. Unfortunately, no, he just doesn't want to listen. I wanted to be the seventh. Please, oh please, just give me back my wishing stick and send me home. Okay, that I don't mind. Him having this breakdown is fine, but again, did we really need to take this long to get here?
Especially considering how fast he has to wrap up.
Yeah. It's always cold around our guide. Our guide, you're here to free us. I am the dummy. Exile number 413. Oh, this is where we see some of the exiles as they're in the monster land now.
Do they do the monster mash?
The monster mash. I don't, he was a jerk, Mr. Batson. Hopefully the wizards threw him in some cell in the Rock of Eternity. I don't think the wizard would do that, Freddy, but I'll go ask him. Wizard, I know you said you don't need to ever eat, but Mr. Toddy made a surprisingly delicious dinner, and everyone's talking, you know. We do that at family dinner, and we're wondering, what are you going to do with King Kid? It's none of your concern. Well, my dad's worried about him, and he thinks maybe we can help him. If we lock him up, he'll never have the chance to see things differently. King Kid turned the Funlands into a place where kids who were forgotten or hurt could escape to. There has to be something in him that's good. He's been sent back to the Funlands, and the adults have been freed. They will decide what to do with him. Now leave me.
That's not a good idea.
I know. So yeah, the Monster Lands, like a council. Explain again about the Council of Wizards. But in the wake of Black Ant's betrayal, the council grew fearful of those they believed to be more powerful than them. They turned their eyes on the citizens of the God realm, beings such as those who make up the wizards. And the wizards made a plan. They hid the Rock of Eternity. And the door. Oh, look who it is!
Mr. Zaz?
No. Let's just say there's a reason why we're not seeing his chest, what he has carved on it.
Oh, Bizarro?
Glowing red eyes, dude. And he's young.
Flashpoint Superman?
Who has Geoff John's utilized that is like this?
Superboy Prime.
Superboy Prime. Now they completely avoid what happened at the end of Teen Titans. Like Scott Snyder would then later say that there was an in-between. Oh, actually, no, we do see his chest. Hold on. Right there, see? Dude?
Yep, I see it.
I'm going to rip that smile right off his stupid face. You think we're doing this right? Doing what? I don't know. The wizard. I asked about King Kid, and it was like I was annoying him. He's like 500 years old. Everything's annoying to him. I just thought maybe he'd be a little nicer. I mean, he chose me to be his champion. He didn't have much of a choice. He said it's our fault the doorways were open. But so far, the only bad thing that's really happened outside of today is that you and Darla made friends with a talking tiger. Oh, but things are building up with the monster side. You need to reach the key into the keyhole, and the war will begin. Wizard, what are you doing? Can I help you with something? He's ready to say, I cannot have you interfere like this. You will ruin my plans. Uh-oh. Dude. The wizard attacked his dad.
Man, why does a wizard gotta be evil?
Oh, we're gonna skip this issue. This is the Loveless issue.
The what?
Wait, is this the Loveless issue or no? It's not. one of them had Dennis Loveless or whatever his name is fill in with Peterson on artwork. But that's not here. That's not yet.
Oh, I like Dennis Hopeless.
Yeah, I like him too. But yeah, then he just like, Dad, what have you and what did you do? I'm blinded by the truth, but I know your father was corrupting your magic. I had to take it back. What are you talking about? Why would you do this? The power of the living lightning was split between your found brothers and sisters and your biological father. It was weakened by manipulation, by you and your overly welcoming heart. You are not ready to be the champion of all magic. I was desperate to stop Black Adam when I chose you. But once again, I chose poorly. You want the magic back, Wizard? No problem. Shazam! Here it is! Oh, like classic villain, super villain twist. Like, you tell me I'm not worthy of the magic? If I had a problem, I'd talk about it before I zap someone. Do not fight this, Billy Batson. I took strength, speed, and stamina from gods themselves with little effort, and you are no god. It isn't working. Like Black Adam before him, I chose Billy Batson, so I cannot take his power away. Don't worry, Billy. The Shazamily has your back. You are not, and you all know you're not. We all know you're not the real wizard. Wizard. He never attacked Billy like that. So who are you? CC, what happened? The wizard. He said I was going to ruin his plans. What plans are he talking about? Children! If I am to stop this impending threat, I must do it myself. I need the power returned to me. There is no time. I feel it. The invasion is at hand. Mr. Mine, I am here. A slight interruption in my signal, but those children, those fools are actually helping us. Are you ready? Oh, yes. Humans say the eyes are the doorway to the soul, but yours can be a doorway to anywhere. Stabbed his own eye. Of course, Prime is left in his room. Let me out, you little maggot. Let me out. I'm a monster too. When the wizard took the magic from me, I saw a vision of a magic war. A magic war? One that happened a long time ago. The wizard slaughtered creatures throughout the lands and sealed them off from one another. He isn't the hero Billy thinks he is. He's a greater threat than anyone Billy's ever faced. I might not be able to take your power, Billy, but I could take it from the others. You children do not have the expertise needed to save the 7 realms. Billy, don't let him take it from us. Wizard, stop this. I didn't appear worthy when we first met. I know you had to look deeper into my heart to believe in me. Maybe you should have looked into yours this time and asked yourself, fighting kids like this, are you worthy of the power? I'm confused. Me too. I know you don't think I deserve Billy's power. He tried to talk to me like, you are the evil one and you must be destroyed. Wizard, no. Shazam! I see it clearly now. I see you. What happened? I sent the wizard away. Where'd you send him, Billy? Back to the Rock of Eternity. The family's back together. Not quite all of us. Black Adam, what are you doing? Let me go. I'm going to bring back my family. I stand with Mr. Mine. Give up your power and your father lives, Billy Batson. But that all is like, Tenerarium Imperium. Dad, what are you? I'm casting a spell to separate Black Adam's soul from his body and send his astral self to the Darklands with the other ghosts. All the time, how does his dad knew that? But he claims the wisdom of Solomon. The wisdom of Solomon is one of our powers too. I'm using it right now, and I have a knot in the pit of my stomach. What are you talking about, Billy? Billy, I know what has just happened is upsetting, but you let the wizard see a glimpse of the truth, didn't you? That's why he freaked out. You wanted us to fight. And Black Adam, he was going to see it too, wasn't he? I wanted so badly to believe that my dad had come for me. But he wouldn't have known a spell like that. The wisdom doesn't mean you automatically learn everything. It's a feeling, a moral code. Billy, what are you talking about? This whole time we thought Mr. Mine was the side of Dr. Sivana, Mary, but he's not. No, Billy Batson. I've been communicating with Sivana, but he is not my host. Your father is! See, I told ya!
Oh, is that where he is?
Well, I think that's a good twist. Wouldn't you say? I mean, it explains a lot.
How long? Like, do we find out how long he's been his host?
Since before, or right before the first issue.
Okay, so not like when Billy was a kid.
No. He couldn't have, because he was trapped at the end of the first arc. Remember?
Right.
Sivana had to release him. So he's only been in there since before the first issue. He's the reason why Mr. Batson came looking for him. Mr. Batson doesn't give a crap about Billy.
Right.
All of this was Mr. Mind. I have so many, I'm sure you have so many questions, boy. If you hurt him, I made him into a champion thanks to you. And now he will lead the magical revolution and unite the 7 magic lands under my control. The wizard stopped us from bringing unity to the 7 realms last time. This time, my new vision of a new magical reality will come to pass. The Red Queen, the Evil Eye, Mr. Adam, Crocodile Man, Merry-Go-Round, Scapegoat, Sivana, King Cole, the Wicked Witch of the West, and Jeepers. Hello. Oh, one of them gets, Mr. Dummy gets tricked into releasing Prime. Stupid idiot. Like I needed to team up with you. Like I need to team up with anybody. Look out, Billy Batson. You're first. Okay, now is this the this is the Loveless Peterson issue.
Is it the Infected?
No. This takes place before the events of Shazam #1.
Huh. Weird.
Because they obviously couldn't set it afterwards. That would have spoiled stuff. But we see him dealing with teaming up with Batman to deal with Scarecrow.
I don't really like this art.
It's Brandon Peterson.
Yeah, I don't really like it.
It has its moments. Okay, now we get to what was more? Mr. Mind Strikes Back. By the way, have you read the epilogue? There was an epilogue story in Joker the World.
I only read the preview that was in the Batman Day edition.
You want to know what else happened?
Yeah.
Joker's ready to kill everyone in that diner unless someone answers the question. His son answers it. Now, of course, then Joker doesn't recognize that. He just goes up to them and is like, "You must have a brave father that influenced you. His father's not in the picture." Okay, gives them a sucker for you for being a good sport. Walks off. Then the head of the diner is like, "I wouldn't eat that kid," and that's it. Basically, having a moment where Joker meets with his family. Doesn't seem to care, but has that moment like he had before of him being subtle. Okay. So he's probably considering that might be his family or be like his family, but he doesn't care. Billy's dad knocked out Black Adam. Billy's dad is definitely stronger than me. That's not Billy's dad. Oh boy, just look at all those. Now, this is all Eagle Sham here. This entire issue is all Eagle Sham. You were so simple to fool, boy. So desperate to feel love from an absent father that you didn't see the truth or you didn't want to. Either way, how pitiful and pathetic you look now. You turned against the wizard. You've endangered your family and the world. I am grateful that someone so weak of heart was chosen to be the new champion. It made this so much easier than I had foreseen. I gotta say, this is a brilliant plan for Mr. Mind, wouldn't you say? To manipulate and trick Billy into becoming the champion.
Yeah.
But again, this is where things have been doing well, and yet, why did it take so long to get to this point?
It is indeed very frustrating.
Yeah, big fight. And this is deja vu. This is like the 7 sins all over again. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
You know, instead of the 7 sins, it's now the 7 monsters of the different lands. But yeah, then of course, like, and now I like, you'll both have your chance once the 7 lands become one. Dad, I know you're in there. You can beat this. You came to see me. You wanted to reach out. I'm so glad for that. Billy Batson, you actually believe your father sought you out of his own volition? What are you talking about? Let me tell you about your father, Billy Batson. It took us some time to track him down. But yeah, look at his father. He was still a thief, a pickpocketer. Your father wasn't looking for you, Billy. He was living as he usually does, hand to mouth, alone. And I could tell you firsthand, Billy, you were never on his mind. Not then, not now. Oh boy, and that breaks him, of course. You worry so much about family. Keep worrying, because unless Mr. Mind gets what he wants, they all die. What does he want? What? I want what the wizard and the Council of Eternity refused to bestow upon me so long ago. I want access to the magic of all 7 lands. I want to be the most powerful magical being in all the realm. I refuse to be belittled by those that think themselves better than me anymore. I now have feels to be looking up to everyone, don't you? You know how it feels, don't you? How much it hurts when they look back down at you with disgust. It took me years to make my way to the Rock of Eternity. I sacrificed everything I had to visit my heroes, the Council, all because I wanted to learn from them, to be one of them. Do you know what the Council did? They laughed at me. Oh, take it back? You, the boy, he knows so little. You chose your father for this very reason. No matter how angry you are about him for abandoning you like he did, you still love him. You will always be connected because he is your father, and there's nothing you can do about it. Again, that is clever. I love when Mr. Mind gets these type of almost absolute victories. He thinks it through to the very end.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm checking you in the Book of Champions. I'm checking you out. I have made a grave mistake. Right? I can't read it. The book is written in the language of the Lightning Champion. With that tome, and within that tome is every spell weaved by those who have sat on the 7 thrones. Now look closer. I can read it. The Book of Champions, the Book of Spells. Read the spell on the page before you and do as I say, and I'll spare these 2. 7 lands, 7 wars. 7 locks, 7 doors. Magic realms hidden now show themselves to the champion. And with one final word, the spell is complete. What the heck is that? Hey, someone tell me how to get out of here, Prime. The doorways are not only unlocked and open, they've been obliterated. 1 land, 1 war, no lock, no door. But then Billy looks through like big and tall, short and small, Subtraxium, Shazam! Where did he go? The boy left, like the coward he truly is. Oh, I didn't leave. You told me the spell had every button and book had every spell I need, so I cast a shrieking spell. What? You are right. I'm not interested in fighting my dad, but you, Mr. Mind, you know what they say. Pick on someone your own size. I like that. Look.
That is funny.
Yep, and the final issue where everything gets rushed. I think this is the final. Yeah, this is the final one.
Man, the rushing really bums me out.
Yep. Yeah, it talks about, summarize everything again, because again, it took a long time. 7th champion needed to be found. We summarize all that's happened, and then look at what my mind did to Black Adam. I thought he was supposed to be part of our society. Black Adam refused to follow Mr. Mind. Scapegoat! Hey, lady. Sorry to interrupt whatever the hell this is, but I'm finally free thanks to that stupid worm. And before I get serious about what I'm going to do next or sucked into the latest attempt to sort our universe, I'm going to have some fun referencing this is before death metal.
Yep.
Let me get back to the point. Release my dad right now. And give up a host this powerful? The only way I release him is if I take you. Lexus does his own spell. Give himself arms. Why do you want to save your father anyway? I've been in his mind. I read it like a book. He never would have come here of his own accord. Your father doesn't care about you, Billy. Yep, everyone's starting to win up. And of course, now, where do we say he made a mistake? He admits he should have trusted the ball and Billy. That I don't mind. You're lying about my dad. I'm telling the truth because I want you to know you fight for nothing. If you join my society, I would treat you better than your father ever would. Join your society of monsters? We're only monsters because our realm called us that. We were each other's like yourself, discarded by society, lost and alone as you are. I'm not alone. You have learned nothing from anyone, boy. I have studied the Library of Eternity for centuries. I will cast a curse and turn that body of yours and your family inside out, and then one to transform your weak heart into an apple, which I will eat. You cannot stop me. My knowledge of magic is unmatched. You're a worm. You're losing a little electric speaker to talk. So what if you can't? And so what happens if you can't? What? No! No more spells! I like that! It's taking one of the most obvious things about mind. How can he do a spell if he doesn't have the speaker box? Right?
He clearly didn't use wandless magic courses.
Yep. What the heck? Magic. Nice. Guys, what happened? They're all knocked out. Tawny, you're you again. Magic's been restored. Mr. and Mrs. Vasquez, I would really like my clothes. Don't worry, Mr. Tawny. It's only me. Returns him back to normal size, but then, Shazam! You really think I'm gonna let you cast some dumb spell that could send me back to limbo? No freaking way. Tell me, Batson and Bratson, who are all the new kids? Who's that jerk? Why is he wearing an S? That doesn't mean anything. So does Bizarro. Adios, Captain Marvel Jr., Mary Marvel, whoever Marvel. Whoa, you're faster than I remember. Who are you? Still don't remember me? What a drag. Call me the last monster, one that's never gonna die. This is a total joke. Your family, you don't need them. You're way cooler solo. That just like now, it's just you and me, Billy Batson. Not quite. Adam, this is your fault, Billy. Get to the book and stop the lands from becoming one before it's too late. You think that hurts? It doesn't hurt. It just makes me super mad. Get to the book now. You can't. And you think you can stop him by yourself? You can't. I have a lifetime experience. You are a boy. You know nothing about the dangers you've caused because of your ignorance, meddling with the 7 magic lands. Maybe it was our fault, or maybe it wasn't. All I know from my experience that you need help. I need help. And everything you just said was basically what Mr. Mind said, too. Very well, Billy Batson. We finished this together. Bam! Captain Sophie and Boring Adam teaming up. Do I feel lucky? Superboy Prime, I must terrify the both of you. Superboy who? Stop saying that! You're going to know my name. You're going to remember it. I gotta say, I prefer Snyder's writing of Prime. I've always preferred Snyder's handling. Because once again, this Geoff John's going back to him being the big whiner.
Yep, that's definitely what he's doing.
Whereas Snyder took the idea of, Geoff Johns treated him like the entitled fanboys. We should just ignore them. Snyder looked at it more like, some of these fans have a good point. Maybe we should listen to some of them, but not everything. That's kind of how he handled Prime in Death Metal. Wouldn't you agree?
I don't think I read that spinoff.
No. It was during the Trinity thing issue. When they all went to the different crises. And Wonder Woman basically told him, because he made a great world on his. And then Wonder Woman basically said, you're right. Maybe we should have listened.
I don't remember, unfortunately.
But yeah, basically they fight him up and everything. Oh, come on. He's resisting the magic, but it still hurts him. We shout the name. I won't be able to repeat the magic word before I transform back to dust. So he still turns back to dust. See, they never resolved this. When they got to the Christopher Precept, they never resolved how he was able to transform.
It's more fun if he can.
I share my power with you before you do. Trust me. Shazam! Billy, Shazam! I don't know. So, I gotta say, him being taken down by the Titans, and now this being taken down just Billy and Black Adam. Feels like diminishing returns, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know what Batman or Aquaman would have said about me saving Black Adam, but I kept my word. He found the spell we needed to save the Magic Land. I cast it before our neighborhood was totally obliterated. They started to fade back, but it was then when I could hear them, so many of them crying for my help. Each one of the lands are in trouble. We'll help you, I promise. And then as quickly as it started, it was over. Almost. Dad, are you okay? Where am I? You're safe. Hey, back off! Who the hell are you? Where the hell am I? In Philadelphia, don't you remember? Philly? Last thing I remember was being in Chicago. What the hell am I doing here? I'm the resident superhero. There was an incident. Yeah, well, I had nothing to do with it. Of course, sir. Can I ask you about your son? My son? What are you talking about? Your son, Billy. How do you know about him? You reading my mind? Have you been searching for him? Searching for him? Listen, my ex and I gave that kid up a long time ago. Weren't really the parent types, and we weren't getting along. I mean, she's a mess. Hey, if you're judging me for that, asking if I feel bad, sure, I guess. But I'm better off without him. I mean, the kid's better off without me. Look, superhero, can I go now? I got a life to get back to, you know. Yeah, now the fact is, Mr. Mind was telling the truth. I do like that. It's bittersweet, but I like it. That twist that Mr. Mind was being honest.
Yeah.
Because you'd think he's a villain, he'd lie.
So wait, the dad was the traitor, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because Mr. Mind was in him.
Right.
But now Mr. Mind was telling the truth. He told him, your dad didn't give a crap about you. But yeah, we stopped Mr. Mind the monster site, but it wasn't the happiest day of my life. They see Black Adam, sees like, not with the usual hate in his eyes, but a sadness. He told me that if we stayed out of contact, our feud would be over. He warned me that the Magic Land, as much as they needed me and helped my family's help, held dark secrets, to not open the doors again. And then he left. We dropped Sivana and the monsters off at the Rock Falls Penitentiary outside Philadelphia. It's built to help magical threats and we took Superboy to the Justice League. We didn't know else what to do with him. Tardy's moved in, all that. Your greatest achievement will be the redemption of your seventh member. Basically, we find out Black Adam is the seventh member.
Ah.
Right, look at this. Black Adam's the one who asks who wants pizza. Really?
I mean, who doesn't want pizza?
But Adam asking that?
I know it's not in character.
But anyway, but that's the end, and not as good as the first.
Yeah, especially this last issue.
It's rushed, but not too rushed. I will say that because they did set it up, everything up for it.
We were talking about the JSA series that just concluded, and I read issues 11 and 12 last night.
11 wrapped everything up. 12 with an epilogue.
Right. Both of them, all three of these issues have way too much voiceover. I think 12 of JSA uses it best because it's using it for a purpose.
It's speech. It's her speech. That typical final issue. We have a speech going over everything.
Right. Well, so I recently reread Superman for All Seasons on Josh McDonald's stream, and I'm not a big Jeff Loeb fan, but I think
really?
I have all these hot takes about popular comic writers. I think that he uses the speeches / letters / the narration by the different characters in Superman for All Seasons probably as well as anyone ever has, because he does a really good job of paralleling what the narration is saying with what's happening. And I feel that the speech in JSA 12 does a decent job of trying to do that, but I don't think it fully succeeds. I will say that the last 3 or 4 pages do actually get very emotional because you can really see John's love for his sister, and I do think that's quite effective.
Did that issue feel like a farewell to DC for him?
Yeah, I would say that's what it probably is.
I mean, I'm sure they'll come back one day, but not anytime soon.
We'll see. But
do you think that's why he wrapped up things so definitively in 11?
Yeah, but I think that in JSA 11 and here in Shazam number 15, there's way too much voiceover because it's basically John's using his outline for the next like 5 issues and cramming them into one issue, and I think that's really.
He's not the only one who did that. Robinson did that during his final issue of Justice League before New 52.
Yeah, it's almost always the sign that you ran out of time.
But it's like, but in this case, he brought it upon himself.
He did bring it on himself, and I think that's frustrating. And he brought it on himself for both of the books because there's so much in JSA that really should have sped up and moved faster.
But he knew he had 12 issues, though. That's the downside there.
Right, but like, why did?
At least here, this was an ongoing. What's his excuse here?
Yeah, well, I mean, the ongoing is just. I actually think it's worse in a miniseries because, like, in a miniseries, you should break down each issue so that you're building to a satisfying finale.
Yeah, I know, and it felt like everything just got slammed in. And here's the other thing: something I feel like lately, Geoff John had been bringing back stuff he wants to do without even giving an explanation. He used to go out of his way for explanations, like explain why the Retro Boot Legion is around again.
Yeah.
If you notice that, normally he would do that. He didn't even bother. But it makes no sense then. So does that mean that Bendis' Legion is gone? I mean, I'm grateful for that, but is anyone else going to follow up on that?
Probably not.
Because it always feels like a lot of Geoff John's stuff is that its own little world.
Well, I don't think that's wholly true. I think
okay, well, granted, you like when you have people like creators like Jeremy Adams who will utilize what he's done.
Right. Like, I think he's decent at collaborating with people he's mentoring, and he does like to include sometimes retcons, but nods to like the comics he loved when he was a kid.
Right. And again, if the idea is too big not to continue with, people will continue with it, obviously.
But I do tend to think that, well, I think this about a lot of writers. I think a lot of writers get really big and they're just not interested in letting someone else affect their story.
Well, Scott Snyder's like that too.
Scott Snyder, Tom King, Geoff Johns,
Grant Morrison.
Absolutely Grant Morrison. Although
Williamson is not.
No, that's the thing is Williamson and Tynan, they both
still go on the way to collaborate.
Yeah, they both still feel like they love the collaborative aspect of passing story beats to other writers and
the fact that Williamson post Dark Crisis was more of a showrunner for the events.
Yeah.
Which worked.
So I think that I don't know. I hope that you get more people like Williamson and Tynan and Adams who really do, who are able to go with.
Project Tynan is no longer doing mainstream work.
I know, but like I'm saying, writers like him,
right.
Not like him himself. I am very curious because Tynan is starting to feed his own proteges back into DC with people like Tate Bombrell, and we'll see how that works.
Right, but
Tynan, of course, was Snyder's protege.
Yeah, definitely. Same with Margie Bennett was also a protege.
Yeah, but she's terrible.
She's hit and miss.
I have never seen a hit by her.
I would say that one annual she did, that was one of her introductions, was good. Her Ruby, the JLA DC Ruby stuff was good.
Okay, to be fair, I have not read the DC Ruby stuff, but
what about Justice League Ruby?
I didn't read either because I'm not
Those
a Ruby guy. I'm not a Ruby guy.
Trust me,
although I will say,
mm-hmm.
of the things that are coming out, one of the things I am definitely going to be picking up is the Sonic Justice League crossover.
I am getting that too with Ian Flynn.
Yeah, I have a friend who just adores Ian Flynn on Sonic, so I'm definitely going to be picking those up.
Mm-hmm. But still, though, with this whole arc here was a mess. This, like I said, this felt like Geoff losing it. This was his dip in quality starting here.
Yeah, and I don't like Doomsday Clock, but it doesn't feel like a dip in quality.
No, it definitely did not. Even with the delays and everything, even though he had to incorporate some other things, it was good.
I
But
wouldn't say it's good, but it was consistent.
I thought it was good. But this here this was the beginning of the end. This one felt like him. I think he was probably more starting to work on Geiger by this point. I think he was.
This is so early. I mean, this was oh, this would be 2020. When did Geiger launch?
Hold on. It started. Hold on. Well, technically, Ghost Machine started then, but hold on. First one was no, it wasn't 2024. Come on, when was it? It was. Come on. 2021.
So yeah,
he was just starting.
Right.
So he was just
but
starting.
Why did he accept New Golden Age then? I don't understand.
I think that was something that he was working on. I don't think he was planning on leaving DC yet.
I mean, New Golden Age was clearly something he was working on with Flashpoint Paradox. Or
yes.
No, Flashpoint 2?
Beyond.
Flashpoint Beyond. But I wish he'd decided to work with a co-writer and done a passing the torch.
Well, but obviously, though, with Stargirl, though, and that's why I have to wonder how much it was the artist. And because obviously, as he was working on Justice Society, he had to eventually make references to events. Like he had to throw in that reference to Gotham War.
Right.
But yet Stargirl
came out on time.
It did. That's why I'm wondering what else was going on.
I think it also probably is because Geoff Johns reasonably loves Stargirl, and so he made that a priority where he didn't make other things.
True. And probably also because of those other minis and everything. At least the Flash one. He needed to get the Flash one out there for Jeremy Adams to do.
Right.
But again, this wasn't bad. I would say this. Geoff Johns, even at his weakest, is still a light year better than others.
It was okay.
Can we agree to that?
Nope. I'm not a Geoff Johns guy.
Really?
I thought we had talked about this many times.
And yet we've been talking good things about Geoff Johns throughout all this.
Not so much this one. I feel like we were more positive about the first.
No. I'm talking about in general. We've been talking good about Geoff Johns.
I don't know. I'm not
I feel like you prefer Geoff Johns more than you hate the others, or you hate Geoff Johns less than a lot of the other people you actually really hate.
Well, and then that's partly because I just don't read a lot of his stuff. And that reminds me of a question I wanted to ask you.
What's that?
So it's my feeling, and I could be wrong, that Johns has huge energy and great creativity when he's starting something out, but tends to have difficulty coming up with a really satisfying ending, whether it's because he gets pulled off to projects or something. But
some of them, yes. But Green Lantern, no, that was a great ending.
Okay, so Green Lantern,
number 20 in New 52 was a great ending.
So that's like the ending of his
entire
Green Lantern
epic. His Flash was a good ending. His first Flash, I mean.
When did that end?
225. What? They stopped Zoom, and his wife was able to keep the kids that they were originally miscarried because of the time traveling shenanigans, and thus the twins were born.
Okay. And then he did Rebirth? Flash Rebirth?
No. First he did Flash, then he did Green Lantern.
But when did he do Flash Rebirth?
Flash Rebirth was partway through his well, around the time of Final Crisis, remember? Because remember, first he did his Flash run, then they took Wally off the board, then we had Bart as the Flash. That didn't do well, so they killed Bart, and then they brought Mark Waid back onto Wally. But that didn't do well because no one liked Daniel Acuna on artwork.
That's sad. I like Daniel Acuna, but I don't know what
this was at that time when he had that really bad computer coloring.
Oh, okay.
Like he did on the Uncle Sam mini.
I don't think I read that one. I mostly remember Daniel Acuna on the Great Black Widow, Name of the Rose miniseries.
Oh yeah, that was different coloring. I'll show you that. But
it's gorgeous coloring. That's why I like it.
Then we had that, and then they decided to bring back Barry with Flash Rebirth.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how that went.
So Flash Rebirth was several years after his main Flash run.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me just double check. Flash 2. Oh, come on. Just a sec. Flash 225 was 2005. Flash Rebirth was 2009. So 4 years after.
That's a significant jump.
Yep. And then, of course, he then did that Flash run, which was supposed to keep going, but led into Flashpoint. And then that we utilized that, which you can't blame him for that one.
Right. No, I know.
Yeah, and I still say you can't blame the deal for that one either. Because that was the higher ups basically saying, get a boots and sales or we're shutting you down. So it was a Hail Mary.
I can and will blame DiDio for being an absolute dick to Stephanie Brown fans.
Okay, I'm talking about though with everything that led to 52.
There is nothing
New 52.
In the concept. There's nothing in the concept of the New 52 that says that he had to be a dick to Stephanie Brown.
No, okay, drop the Stephanie Brown stuff. I
will never ever.
Okay,
ever
you know what I mean, dude. You know what I mean. You know what I mean, dude. But but Geoff John, like I said, he usually was good at nailing his Hawkman. Ended with the crossover with JSA. It ended on that one. Was Black Adam.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say though his JSA ended a bit abruptly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because you had the entire Thy Kingdom Come story arc. Then you had the very short Black Adam arc, and then it ended with a Stargirl issue. Much like Justice League 12 ended. So that one ended a bit abruptly, like it wasn't some grand finale. But it did, I think JSA, you don't have to end on a big epic. Would you agree?
I think it just feels like he did not pace the story well, and he crammed 4 or 5.
I would not say. No, I'm talking about his post Infinite Crisis JSA.
Oh, I haven't read it.
Yeah, that's the one that had Alex Ross doing the covers. They brought Kingdom Come Superman in.
Right.
That one felt more like they wrapped up the Kingdom Come. They did the Shazam story, and then they just ended his run on one issue. Because really, he didn't have that many plot threads to wrap up that much that could have been handled by other writers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, most of those other writers didn't wrap them up. But because then we had Bill Willingham, and then we had Mark Guggenheim.
Oh, Guggenheim.
But then and then what? Oh, his Aquaman ended good.
Okay.
So yeah, he's had more good endings than he's had flop endings.
Okay, I guess it's partly because a lot of the stuff I've read of his tends to be his newer stuff, which did tend to end because of different reasons.
Well, again, in the case of Justice Society, yeah, he just didn't pace it that well.
Yeah, which is weird.
Stargirl, Lost Children ended well.
Right. Well, I mean, I would hope that a 6-issue miniseries ends well.
But Flashpoint Beyond, no, that wasn't all him though, remember? But even that one ended well. In fact, it felt like it finally ended what had been building up to ever since Tom King brought Thomas Wayne back. You know what I mean?
The problem I have with that is that Flashpoint Beyond feels like it's leading into JSA, and then I don't know. I didn't feel
the one thing that bothered me about that we'll never see Geoff John resolve is nostalgia and Watchman that he set up. You know, nostalgia being that girl who's worshiping Ozymandias, and basically any of his loose threads from Doomsday Clock are never going to get resolved. They're they're not. Dude, you paying attention?
I missed it.
I said his Doomsday Clock plot threads are never going to get resolved.
Oh, with the Thor?
No, not that. I'm talking about nostalgia. You know, the girl who worships Ozymandias. We saw her in the Golden at the end of Flashpoint Beyond. And Clark, that Dr. Manhattan raised, who's supposed to be the Watchman.
Right.
They're never going to get resolved.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Like, I don't think anyone's ever going to touch Mime and Marionette again.
I mean, he did their kid in JSA.
He set that up, but no one's going to touch it.
I don't know if I'd say no one.
Lemire's made it clear he's not resolving much of what was going on with Geoff Johns. He's keeping... Now, I do respect him. He's continuing the family stuff. He gets it. Lemire gets it. Would you agree with that?
I have never had a good experience reading a Jeff Lemire comic.
Not his Animal Man?
Nope, I didn't like it.
Oh.
Although I'm not sure if I only read the Snyder stuff or not.
Snyder did Swamp Thing, not Animal Man.
Okay, then I didn't read his Animal Man.
Then yeah, okay, then you have nothing to then what have you read of Lemire?
Hawkeye.
Okay, DC stuff.
Oh, well, you didn't say that.
I mean, we're talking DC stuff, so I thought that'd be obvious.
But I really, really hate his Hawkeye so much. Okay, let me take a look at his DC stuff.
I can tell you, he did. He's the one who did that Brightest Day Adam story, backup stories. Oh, he did Superboy. He did Superboy right before New 52.
I did not like his Adventures comics.
Now, you mean the Adam stories?
Yeah.
He started Justice League Dark. He took over Green Arrow from Ann Nesenti, which gave us Red Arrow. He's the one who gave us Red Arrow.
His Green Arrow is one of the few things that Lemire's done that I'm actually interested in checking out that I haven't read yet.
He did that Teen Titans Earth 1.
Haven't read it.
He did Joker Killer Smiles. You know, the Black Label.
Yeah, I'm aware.
And he also did Swamp Thing, The Green Hell. He did Justice League United.
What?
What? He
I
did the
didn't like
terrific. He gave us the Terrifics.
I did not like the Question the Deaths of Vic Sage. Although
What
it
about
had
the
good art.
Terrifics?
Nope, I didn't like that.
Robin and Batman.
I really didn't like Robin and Batman because he makes Batman an asshole.
I think he was just taking a page out of the Dixon era.
Dixon's Batman was never that
much. Oh, really?
Really?
That era, oh, maybe not Dixon himself, but that era. That's when like you had some of the peak of Bat Dickery. Come on, the way he treated Huntress during that time.
I feel like that's actually more the Rucka era.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope. Even before, dude, even as far back as Batman Predator 2, Batman was another dick to her.
Well, the thing is, his Huntress.
No, dude, I'm telling you, even that far back.
When I think about Dixon's Huntress and Batman, there's tension, but he's not.
No, I'm not talking about just Dixon. I'm talking about Batman in general during that point. Batman was the Bat Dickery during that point.
I just don't agree that Batman was that much of a dick in the 90s.
He had a lot of his moments, dude, especially after Nightfall. He really got worse. But anyway.
So yeah, I haven't read a ton of Lemire at DC, but I have disliked all of it that I remember.
Oh, but again, his Superboy, I can tell you, was really good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Justice League Dark, I enjoyed his issues. Because yeah, and you said you liked his Green Arrow.
No, I said Green Arrow is one of the few things he did that I'm still interested in reading.
Oh, okay. I liked the Terrifics. I thought the Terrifics was an interesting idea. Basically, even DVD's own take on the Fantastic Four. Well, anyway. So let's just.
So here's the thing. I fell in love with Mr. Terrific in Checkmate by Rucka, and one of the only things I liked about Tom King's Strange Adventures is that I felt that he got a really good Michael Holt. I thought he was the same Michael Holt that I fell in love with in Checkmate. Lemire's Mr. Terrific is a boring workaholic, and that wasn't.
He's Reed Richards.
I didn't like it. That's not the Mr. Terrific I love.
All right. I would say that is fair, but I do still think it was an interesting idea still.
I don't disagree that it's a good idea. I just think that I did not enjoy it.
All right. Well, anyway, thank you so much for joining me on this one, Ian. Thanks, everyone else. Sorry this got a little lengthy, but what can we say with all this number of issues?
It's a lot of issues, and it's a lot of
padding.
It's good fodder for discussion.
Yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.